No, Joey, over here, Joey.
The award-winning Beyond Vaudeville program.
Okay.
With your host, Frank Hope.
Okay.
And your co-host, David Green. Wonder Years star, Dan Lauria.
Okay, Joey, over here on the...
Odd woman, Mildred Katz.
Okay.
Elvis impersonator, anesthesiologist Nazar Sayegh. Joey the Monkey.
Joey the Monkey's working our camera tonight. He wanted to do something a little more than dancing tonight, so I asked him if he'd do the camera, and he said yes, he'd like to do that.
What is this garbage?
All right, David. Now, that's our new cameraman, Joey the Monkey, David. All right, David, let's sit down now, and let's do it right now. David, come on. All right, Joey, maybe you better... Okay. All right, let's try to be a little more civil, David. Hello? Oh, is the camera back? Okay. Okay. Well, I guess maybe, Joey, maybe next time you can do that. Well, as you can see, we have very special stars on today, and we're very excited today. And I want to show you some things recently that I picked up. The Beetlejuice doll. And his head comes off, but I didn't want to open the package, so I can't show that. And I got the Mr. T air freshener, also very collectible. I bet you don't have one of these, David. Mr. T air freshener, right? Okay. And he's just jealous, that's all. I also got some cereal, the Slimer cereal from the Ghostbusters movie. And they have all the little ghosts and the ectoplasms, all in the Slimer cereal. And I shouldn't even offer you any, David, but you can have some if you want. All right. Okay. Oh, don't forget to write in if you want the Beyond Vaudeville newsletter. That, and also, I want to show magazines that I got recently, a whole special on the Village People magazine, and Sammy Davis Jr. magazine also is available. Okay, well, let's maybe get to our... Oh, and we want to thank Lisbeth Mate for writing in. She said she liked the Tiny Tim show, so thank you, Ms. Mate, for watching in. And let's please welcome now somebody we're very excited to have on, and I told him before we got started that we've had a lot of big people on the show, but this one really means a lot, and I really mean it. So let's please welcome Mr. Dan Lauria from the Wonder Years. Mr. Lauria.
David?
Sorry about the mess, Mr. Lauria, and I can't offer you any Slimer cereal.
Yeah.
But there's some Cracker Jacks if you want, or anything.
No, I think I'll pass on that, too.
Okay, now I mentioned the Wonder Years, but actually people who've been going to theater in New York have known your work for many years, right?
Yeah.
You had a Broadway theater that you ran? Or?
For about 10 years, my friend Marty Zerler and I ran a theater called the Rath Theater on Theater Row, and did the same thing you people are doing, bring new young talent.
You had a show just like this on?
Little different. We did a few plays that reminded me of this.
Okay.
I think I played this character before, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
A prototype.
Now, how did you switch over from the theater to the TV? What brought you out to Hollywood?
Well, like all actors, you know, you do theater and because you love it, but you do television for the money and the recognition. So, you know, doing enough plays, people see you work. Matter of fact, I think the first major television job I had, I played Gus the Killer Pimp on One Life to Live.
Oh.
That's where I modeled David's character.
Okay. Now, but you've gone from that, as I said, to the Wonder Years, and I have Teen Set's Party Pinups magazine, and it has
Fred.
There's Fred and Danica.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And,
they're great.
They're fun to work with.
The best. If you met Fred, you'd be shocked at what a down-to-earth kid he is, and he's a real pleasure to work with. Plus, he works every day. Most people don't realize that there are a lot of episodes that I'm not in, or I'll only work one day because I only have 1 or 2 scenes. Fred works every day.
Now, on a former child star, now a teen star, Christian Slater. I had his picture up on the wall from Teen Beat magazine, and you said you helped, you trained him.
Well, I've known Christian since he was 7 or 8, and you know, I coach him when he gets a new film or something. I mean, he's a major star now, but he'll still call me when he gets a new script, and we'll go over it. And I got him interested at a young age in old films, so he's a Jimmy Stewart fan and a Henry Fonda fan. So is Fred. Fred Savage and Josh Saviano from the Wonder Years. I think they're both of them will be the next Ron Howards.
Okay, now the older son, he wants to be a wrestler, right? When he gets older,
well, Jason Hervey, he's a little more Hollywood than the other two.
Okay.
He's into that scene. Jason would enjoy this show. He'd have fun. David and him would have a great conversation, I'm sure.
Now, I have to admit, Mr. Lauria, when I first watched The Wonder Years, I thought your character was a little mean. But David said to me, it's good for a father to be a disciplinarian, and you know, it's good to be strict like that.
Well, the writers have a tendency to make my character a little bit of a hard ass, but they seem to find just the right moment at the end of each script to lighten me up a little bit. It's great. The real star of The Wonder Years is the writers. Bob Brush, our head writer, and his staff. And even Fred will tell you that.
Okay, now you've also done some movies, right? The Howard Beach story?
A lot of TV movies. Howard Beach, Charlie Wiedemeyer. I did a lot of episodic television. I played a lot of killers and bad guys before The Wonder Years, and some good guys on Cagney and Lacey.
Now, is that because you were from Brooklyn originally? Is that people think you're?
Yeah, they have a tendency if you're from Brooklyn. Yeah, sure. You know how that works, right?
Do you do you like living in New York or L.A.? Do you have a preference?
Well, if I had my druthers, I would be always on a New York stage doing a play.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I got to the point where I would do a lot of off-Broadway plays, and they would be successful, and they would move them, and I would always get replaced by somebody with a television cue.
Oh.
So my agent encouraged me to go to L.A. and get a series, and now I have a TV cue, and I can come back and knock someone else out of the box so I can get in.
Now after Brooklyn, you went to Lindenhurst, right?
Right. I grew up on Lindenhurst, Long Island.
And I know the whole train line. It's Belmore, Wantaw.
Are you from out there?
Massapequa Park.
Right.
No, wait. I
Amityville?
Seaford, Amityville, Copiague,
Right.
Lindenhurst,
and Babylon. Right.
Everyone out there knows the whole train line, right?
Kevin Dobson used to be a conductor on that train going out there.
Oh.
He used to yell out those.
Did he ever punch your tickets when you got there?
I don't know if quite remember if he did or not, but I met him out there in Hollywood, and we were talking about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Lauria is now going back to the theater a little bit, still doing The Wonder Years, but he's in Other People's Money.
Right. For the summer, I'm taking over the lead in Other People's Money. It's a play that's running at the Minetta Lane, and it's been running for a year and a half. It's a great play, and it's a great cast. I'm working with Priscilla Lopez and Arch Johnson, James Murtaugh, Lenka Peterson.
And a lot of people, Mr. Lauria, come back from Hollywood, like Ali Sheedy's doing a show now in New York, and it's something you just don't want to give up, I guess.
No real actor ever takes his foot out of the stage. You know, I mean, I'm sure you couldn't get David off the stage, being a consummate professional that he is.
I don't think you should flatter him like that, Mr. Lauria.
Okay.
Now, there's some story involving Bruce Willis when you got started.
Yeah. I mean, it's a minor thing, but most actors, when they first come to New York, have survival jobs. And I used to wash dishes at a place called the Cafe Central, which no longer exists. But the bartenders were Bruce Willis and Ed O'Neill from Married with Children, who's one of my best friends. He used to tend bar right around the corner, but always come on over. And we were the theater rats. We did a lot of plays where you didn't get paid. In order to survive, you tended bar, or you washed dishes, or you did some job at night after the show just to keep alive. You know?
Now, Ed O'Neill, he doesn't really pick his toes and things like that when he's not on the show, does he?
No, it's surprising that Eddie's gotten so much recognition for playing such a comic character when, like myself, before that show, he played a lot of heavies, a lot of villains and stuff. You know, Ed's range as an actor is. I'm very jealous.
Oh.
You know, very jealous.
They should find the place where that Century it was called. You said.
Cafe Central.
Cafe Central, and they should make it a like a landmark for all these actors.
Yeah, there were a lot more actors other than Bruce and myself and Ed. There were a lot. John Goodman, I heard, worked there at one time. He was a doorman, and a lot of us. You know.
Now, when you go around New York, do a lot of people stop you on the street and say they like the Wonder Years? And
they either recognize me right away and say, "Why are you so mean to that kid?" Or they walk up and say, "Weren't you my 5th grade teacher?" or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of recognition right now.
Well, I didn't. You know, I said earlier that I thought your character was a little mean, but then he is really a nice guy because he built the tree house and everything. And
no, he's.
I didn't mean to. You know, I hope I didn't.
No, the secret to Jack Arnold is how do you play bored without being boring. I mean, he's bored. He works hard every day, and he comes home and he provides for his family. You know.
Okay.
We did one episode where I took Fred to work with me, and. I got a lot of fan mail from fathers saying, "Thanks a lot. Now my family knows why I'm such a grouch." You know,
Oh, so
they understand. You know,
So it helps people then watching
Yeah.
too. It's not just entertainment, but educational somehow.
hopefully we try to. We honestly do.
Now you're going to stick with the Wonder Years. What else do you plan?
Yeah, there was one of those rag newspapers wrote an article saying that I was leaving early this year because I couldn't stand working with Fred. And that I didn't want to be on the Wonder Years anymore, which was, you know, totally fictitious. Fred's coming in just to see me in the play, and I left a little early this year. Actually, I'm only going to miss one. As it turned out, I'm only missing one episode because I wanted to get back to the theater. You know? And I produce a lot of theater in L.A. and I direct some, but I don't get a chance to act in it. So I'm being a little selfish now. I want to act myself.
So you're going to do more and more theater, you think?
Well, I have to go back to the Wonder Years in August, but hopefully next summer there'll be another play that'll want me, and then I'll come back again.
Well, I think it's very mean what the paper said about Fred because of Mr. Savage, because you know he's always doing charities. I saw him on the Jerry Lewis telethon, and he was very nice, and he's very innocent too. I read in here in the Teen Set magazine that his first kiss was on the show when he kissed Danica.
Is that right? Well, I directed that one. So.
What was that like when they kissed?
Well, it was a little. I mean, as actors, they're both consummate professionals. We walked off. I gave them a certs each, and said. I told them an old story about Henry Fonda when someone asked him if he had ever kissed someone he didn't love and say "I love you," and he said many times. And they asked him, "How did you do it?" He said, "I kissed someone I loved."
Oh, okay.
And they both understood, and it was a great experience directing the two of them.
Are there any real romances, like in the Brady Bunch? They said that sometimes the kids got kind of...
No, not really. Danica's a year and a half older than Fred, and that's, you know, at that age, that's a big difference.
Okay.
So, you know, they had a lot... some of these papers, I don't know where they get this. So there was a romance between Allie Mills, who plays my wife, and Jason Hervey, who plays the oldest son.
Oh.
They had that one, and you know, every month they write some very negative, very negative article about Fred, and it's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I think if people want to get the real stories, they should read Teen Set Party and whatever, and all those, you know, 16. That's where you get the real story.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Lauria, now we want you to stick with us. We just have some other guests we want to bring out,
Sure.
if you might. And we'd like to introduce our next guest. We introduced her as Ad Woman on the credits, and she is. Let's welcome, please, Ms. Mildred Katz to the on board. Hello, Ms. Katz. How are you?
Hi, Mildred.
Oh.
That's okay, Mr. Lauria.
Let me help you with that.
Oh,
It's okay.
well, that's very cordial of you, Mr. Lauria.
There you go.
What do I do with this? I'm not sure.
Okay, just
yeah, put it right there. It's just like a time class.
well, we should have you here all the time, Mr. Lauria.
There you
We
go.
always have
Mom, we
problems
don't have,
with the
the-
mics.
I don't have this. We have the,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, now,
I have some notes with me.
okay, now, Ms. Katz, you've been on many times on the Richard Rothman.
Richard Rothman, Florence Morrison.
Florence Morrison,
TV
she's
show.
helping the show now.
She's
and-
the host of the show right now.
Oh, okay. Mr. Rothman.
He's on sick leave.
Oh.
He's recovering from surgery.
Okay.
He's all right. He's getting
Well,
better.
We wish him well. He's an institution in New York.
sure is.
20 years or something, right?
He is.
And now you've been on his show. How many times do you think have you?
Well, I've been on frequently for the last 3 years on his radio show, on the radio show too, frequently.
Okay. And you how long have you been at trying to doing commercials?
Immediately. In fact, I got the idea from him. I went to observe the program. I saw him doing commercials, his radio program. I said, yeah, I can do that too.
Okay. Now, what commercials have
did.
you done at this point?
I have one example. Maybe it's a little different from the way I did it on television. I don't remember how I did it, but it's mythical. It could be real, but it's mythical in this case. Fred Parkinson gets up with his chickens to give them a good head start and to keep ahead of his competitors. Now he's into turkeys, but doesn't get up any earlier than before. I love Fred Parkinson chickens.
Oh, okay.
Is that mythical?
That was And now you do an I Love New York commercial also.
I've done
How
you want to know
many?
how many I've written?
Sure. How many?
At least 40. I'm still going strong. I'm writing them specifically for that show, for this show.
Oh, okay.
But not the, I mean the Rothman, the
the Rothman show.
Rothman show and.
Well, maybe you could write
Florence
one for
Morrison.
us someday too.
Well, this one is slightly different. I don't know if I ever did this one.
Oh, so this is the premiere, right?
The streets of Manhattan are filled with wonderful people. I love watching them, don't you? I love New York.
Ah, that's
okay.
good. Very good.
Now, Mr. Lauria, have you done commercials at all? Is that part of your work, or?
I was the worst at commercials.
Oh,
In 9 years here in, 12 years here in New York, I did 3.
oh. Well,
Most people I knew could do 3 or 4 in a month.
the Roseanne dad did lawn mowing
John,
commercials,
yeah,
right?
John Goodman did tons of. He was the king of that. I did a lot of industrial films, but I was not a very good salesman.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I mean, nobody wanted Al Capone selling their product. You know what I mean? So,
Maybe a clam house or something.
Clam house, there you go,
Clam
Umberto's.
Well, now, we do want to bring everyone out, so we have everyone set on the show. And we'd like to welcome, again, this is very special. We've seen a lot of Elvis impersonators, but this one is really what they takes the, what do you call it, the cake. And his name is Nazar Sayegh, and we'd like to welcome him, please. He's a doctor, the singing doctor, Elvis. And he can come on. Sayegh, how are you? Wow, look at that
Amazing.
costume. That's special.
Sorry,
Yeah, that's your mic right there, Mr. Sayegh. And now that
This one too. There you go. Nice.
now that costume is that's an exact replica, right, of
Yeah.
of the one that Elvis used in
This is the
Home.
exact replica of the costume of Hawaii.
And
Aloha Hawaii.
and how did you have that done? You had
It was made for me by Paul Mantell Studios, Special Creations in New York City.
and you spent like thousands of dollars, right, on
It's
your
about 3,500.
3,500.
Yes.
Wow. How do you wash that with all those
Well,
things?
I
on
don't
it?
usually wash it. I try to keep it as clean as possible. Once in a while, I try to bring it down to the cleanest. It's very difficult to watch.
Okay. Now, we read about Mr. Sayegh in the I Am Elvis book, which just came out. It has all the Elvis impersonators, and he's right in there. It's one of the biggies. And you brought some clips that.
I got some clips here for my portfolio we'd like to show.
Yeah, I'd love to see all the clips that you've had. The write-ups. And the sign fell down. Hold on.
These are a lot of my. How am I going to show? Would you like to show it over there?
Yeah, I can show them, Mr. Sayegh, if you'd
Why
like.
don't we just pass this down here.
Yeah, sure.
Very good.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Lauria.
You're
very,
welcome.
helpful. And, okay. All right. Now, this is, okay, now maybe you can tell us what some of these
A lot
are?
of my performances are with the original Elvis Presley band, the Jordanaires, and that was the International Convention in Chicago, Illinois, Rosemont.
And the Jordanaires don't play with just everybody, right? Just,
Exactly. And this is for the lifestyles of Westchester County. Also the American Medical News, of course.
okay. Now, you mentioned American Medical News. By day, you're actually an anesthesiologist.
I am a
right?
physician, yes I am.
Okay.
And it's also the American Airlines magazine for the month of September. Behind each plane you have the magazine, and I was very happy to be in it, the Star magazine. And
The Star. I don't know what Mr.
International for
Lauria would think of the
Mexico
Star
and the Middle
down there, but that's so. Okay.
And this is the International Elvis Fest that took place at the Meadowlands Hilton Arena in Secaucus, New Jersey, with the Jordanaires. So
Okay.
it's a pleasure to perform with them.
Now, you're a member of the Elvis Presley Impersonators.
International Association.
Okay. And how do you get to be a member of that?
Well, there's about 25,000 Elvis impersonators all over the world.
Wow.
And there's about 32 ranked top in the world, and then from there they rank 9.
Okay.
And I'm happy to be a part of it.
And these are some other shots.
Yeah, other shots.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Well, I guess we could talk about this, the whole show, Mr. Sayegh, but it can't compare with actually seeing what you do. And maybe you have a song for us you'd like to do?
Yeah.
And if they're ready in the control room.
All right.
Uh,
You got a microphone ready? Let's get it. Test 1, 2, baby. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow, that was special, Mr. Sayegh. Now, your name is, can you sit in that costume or,
Yeah,
or
I'm
no?
going to try my best here. How's that? There we go.
I think
Oh,
Elvis
yeah,
couldn't
that's nice.
sit very well in his
yeah.
suit, right? But okay. Now, have you been down to Graceland?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and did people like think you were Elvis on the grounds?
Believe it or not, I've been down Graceland 1979, January the 9th, which was the day after Elvis Presley's birthday. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning, and myself and a couple of friends, the gates were opened in Graceland, and we had walked in. There were big signs, you know, do not enter, do not enter. So I just kept walking up to the front door, and at that time, it wasn't open to the public.
Okay.
And we walked in, and I started knocking on the door, and I went through the garage, and suddenly there was this Uzi in front of my head.
Oh.
And there was security all over the place, and the police came, and that kicked me out.
Oh, well, yeah.
That was my experience in Graceland in Tennessee. Yeah.
Well, we're glad you made it.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy.
Now, Mr. Lauria, I guess it's important for somebody like Elvis to be very careful with security, right? A lot of problems with actors, and
Unfortunately, that's true.
you have to be careful. But most fans are nice, though, right? And
Almost fans, yes.
did you like Elvis growing up?
Yeah, I thought he had a great voice. I think you have a wonderful
Thank you.
voice. Pretty.
Thank you.
And Ms. Katz, did you like Elvis? You got the he gave you the scarf. That was special.
Yes, you know, I'd like to be a lyricist if you're interested.
Absolutely.
Right? If you're I'm a poet too, but I know writing lyrics is a little different. I've tried it.
Yes, it is.
It's different, but I can do it. I know I can. I'm very musical.
Well,
I love to dance.
Now, David, everyone's been nice. I dropped my mic again. David, everyone's been nice contributing something to this program. I think it's been a very special one so far. And maybe you could, for a change, say something nice and contribute something useful. Oh. Okay. Well, all right. David doesn't have anything to say, so all right. We're going to introduce now Joey the Monkey. He's going to do a special dance for us. And come on out, Joey, because we're running low. Okay, hi, Joey. And all right, okay. Sorry, the camera didn't work out, Joey. That's Mr. Lauria. And, okay. Ms. Katz, is the music ready for Joey? Would you like to sit, Joey, with us? Okay, have a seat. And, well, that was very ethnic, Joey. Now, I guess that was Irish? What was that? Are you Irish, Joey? Okay. Now, Mr. Sayegh, your name is unusual. What is
It's a
your...
Middle Eastern name.
Oh, Middle Eastern.
I was born and raised in Yonkers, New York.
Oh, okay. And Mr. Lauria, are you, what's your background?
I'm Italian.
Italian,
Yeah.
oh.
My parents were both born here in New York. My mother in Brooklyn, my father in Queens.
Oh,
Grew up on Long Island.
Out in Lindenhurst.
That's right.
Amityville, Copiague, Lindenhurst, and Babel.
You got it right. There you go.
And Ms. Katz, your background, ethnic?
I'm American Jewish. I was born in the Brooklyn Jewish Hospital. It was called that.
Okay.
My parents were both foreign. They were immigrants. One from, well, Europe.
And now, Ms. Katz, you mentioned that Secretary Week is coming up. You wanted to mention that?
Oh, yes. I'd like to give secretaries a plug since I spent most of my adult life being a secretary. I wrote a poem on ode to stenographers, but I think
Ms. Katz,
we'll,
we're gonna have to,
next time.
Next time. That's okay. And thank you very much for watching, Mr. Lauria. It's wonderful to have
Thanks
you
for
on.
having me.
And Ms. Katz and Mr. Sayegh and Joey, thank you. And that's it. Thanks for watching Beyond Vaudeville.
That was very nice. That was very nice. I don't know why you have to make it. You're a good-looking guy. Good-looking guy. You look better the way you really look, I think.
I think he's blowing around his act.
Funny face. You have a good-looking face. Why do you distort it?
To get some work.
Okay.
I wouldn't distort it. Nice looking.